From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now the former Notre Damer, this is C.J. Prosise. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
14.
On 1st down, Wilson. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too.
14.
To throw again is Wilson. Wide open receiver, complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That one goes for 24 yards. They'll run it. This is Prosise. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. C.J. Prosise, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Sebastian Janikowski on for the PAT. Janikowski adds the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out to kick is Janikowski. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs on 1st and 10 at their own 18. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Oh, incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it there. And it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And a hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Black 58, rail! Black 58, rail! Z, 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 Z!
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And this is caught by Watkins. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also at that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 51 yards. Mahomes to throw once more. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
Well, that was point-counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be out of bounds. They'll still have a 3rd and goal now despite picking up 13 yards on that pass play.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the 2nd quarter. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. He was looking for his tight end, Kelsey.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that, 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Big jumbo! Big jumbo! Big jumbo! All right!
On first down, Procise. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
12. Shotgun. Gun.
A 2nd down carry for Procise. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Wilson to Lockett there for the Seahawk first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Wilson turns and gives to Procise. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. To throw is Wilson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Baldwin. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. First down, Seahawks. Wilson to Baldwin. To go here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. Wilson going to hand it to Procise. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Chris Jones on the stop.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
14. 12.
On 2nd down, Wilson. And he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because they'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll try and run down here with Procise. And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. C.J. Procise with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Janikowski good with the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out to kick is Janikowski. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And going deep for Hill. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Back to the air on second down. It's Mahomes going up top. It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And they'll get this down to the 10. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. This clearly the final play of the half, but no field goal attempt. They're going for it with 3 seconds remaining. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And going deep for Hill. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. And going deep for Hill. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They do go for it. It's Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 13, and how about that? They're able to convert on 4th and 10. Mahomes now on first down. And this is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And it's second down.
Basically, you're not going to outwork 2 guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now, the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now it's Wilson, finding room at the 30, throwing the out route incomplete. It's Baldwin. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Prosise on the toss. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Don't take forever, okay?
Third and short, it's Prosise. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Zebra. Bring out. Bam. 95. I'll go special.
They'll hand it off to Prosise. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
12. 14. Gun. 14, front it. 53, check 18.
Again, they run. Again, it's Prosise. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, Baldwin. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Doug Baldwin, 50 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Janikowski now for the point after. Janikowski adds the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Out to kick is Janikowski. This is taken at the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now here's Mahomes. Frank Clark in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That sack's on back-to-back plays.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. In his own end zone, it's Mahomes. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And going deep for Hill. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. Thank goodness. That means this next drive is going to begin 1st and goal already at the 5-yard.
Have an all-white rank.